Alright, peeps, welcome back to the shit show. Sorry I've been inactive. Just got a bit lazy to be honest with you. Sometimes see like being thrown out my routine can do that to me. Cause of that storm on the Friday. I had stuff to do which I had to cancel. Nothing major, just like fucking food shopping and all that, and just bunkered down all weekend. But before I get into my video, I want to talk about that 10-hour live. that that was my first kind of attempt at doing a different live, because obviously I'd said how I wanted to do them on StreamYard because I think they're more interactive, like having people on discussing stuff and not, but it didn't really go that way. It was a good laugh and all that up to a certain point, but it just, and do you know what? And I take the blame for some of it, because obviously when people are coming on your channel and they're doing things that are jailbaiting you up or whatever, it's your responsibility to kick them off the panel or the chat. So that was my fault, not him. But I don't, for the people that did watch it, like it was fine. It was lasted like 10 hours, right? But when it got to like a certain point, it was just deteriorating into people arguing, talking all the tap at each other, and in between like slagging each other and all that. Some of it was a good laugh, but I don't want my channel to be about that, and I've always said this for the start. I don't want it to be about people arguing, talking shit about each other, threatening each other, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just a headache. And to be fair, I know the guy that was on the panel. He did say some things like making references to people's appearance or weight or whatever, but that doesn't get to me, mate. At the end of the day, know what I mean? And to be fair, like the threats that were made, I didn't take them seriously either. But in saying that, I do bear some responsibility for engaging with it a wee bit. Do you know what I mean? But as I say, it's not going to happen again. So take that for what it's worth. But for those of you that saw it, I hope you did get a good laugh, because there was a lot more funny parts than bad parts. But it just deteriorated. It started off pretty good, but just went to shit after a while, and that might have been the cabin fever for the storm. I don't know. Some people might have had the cabin fever, know what I mean? But I don't really get cabin fever, mate. But anyway, so I'm going to have a guest on soon. Pretty interesting and heartbreaking story. I was supposed to be doing it this Thursday, but the guys got something going on with a family member, so we're going to reschedule it. But it's a pretty sad story, but it'll be interesting as well. So I hope you watch out for it, and obviously, I'm sure you will anyway. So obviously, you'll notice there's been a lot of kind of high profile cases in the news recently, and one of them I've done a video about before, but I don't want to talk about it today. I'm going to do this tomorrow or the night or something. But the other one was the Southport stabbings. Horrendous case where this young guy, I think he's only 17, 18 maybe, by the name of Axel Rudakubana. He's of Rwandan heritage, and there was media reports that they had fled the genocide in Rwanda, but his dad was linked to it and all this. And I don't know how true that is, because obviously I don't believe every single thing I read in the paper. You know what I mean? If anything I read in the paper, do you know what I mean? You need to try and separate the wheat from the chaff when you're reading a paper. But I don't read papers unless I'm doing a bit of research. And obviously it's not just papers that I look at, you know what I mean? But anyway, this wee guy seemed to have some sort of obsession with death. He seemed to have an obsession with mass murder, like industrial murder. I would go as far to say he seemed obsessed with murder on an industrial scale, and I would like to know what that was born, how this came about, because he's I don't know what age he was when he came to Britain, right? But Britain is a lot more stable and prosperous than Rwanda, right? Like light years ahead, economically, socially, whatever. And to come here for a country like that and be preoccupied with these fantasies of just killing people indiscriminately, I do want to say that doesn't occur in a vacuum. That just doesn't happen out of nowhere. That's born either from something he's witnessed or something he's experienced. And the reason that I say that is because I remember being a young boy, younger than him in fact, and being preoccupied with hurting people, but no hurting people indiscriminately like this fucking fruitcake. Hurting people like because obviously the way I was living at the time, running the streets, gang fighting. I know it's not the same as what he's done, but I'm trying to draw a parallel. When you're young, you're going through hormones, your brain's not fully developed, and you have a traumatic experience, whether it's your mum dies, your father dies, your sister died, your brother died and you found him, whatever it was, you got the shit kicked out you for the first 10 years of your life, you got locked in a cupboard, nobody fed you, whatever. These are all traumatic experiences that would maybe give you some idea how somebody starts behaving the way they do, because they're internalising all this hurt, and then this is how it's coming out. Now, this wee guy had been carrying knives into school, and there was actually a video of him in school being like fucking rugby tackled, brandishing a weapon. Now, obviously, this must have been circulating prior to the index offence he was charged and convicted for. But obviously, some people would have just thought disturbed kid acting out until they found out here. Remember that guy sits in the back of our class that we all said was going to kill somebody one day? Look what he's just done. Boom, opens the paper. Murdered three girls, wee girls, man, like fucking, what ages were they? 6, 7 and 9, I think. Three young wee lassies, man. He tried to murder, like, say, I think there was like another 10 victims, so this is an attempt at mass murder. Well, it is a mass murder. He's killed 3 young girls in one incident, and to think that we have people so young who are capable of this kind of violence is actually unsettling. And it's not even just the fact that this happened. There was a whole issue about the social media aspect of this. Was he an immigrant? Was he a Muslim? Was he this? Was he that? Now, obviously, some of you might remember there was a lot of stories going about, right? I remember, so I kind of just tried to zone out for it a wee bit, because with social media, like, there's just so much stuff out there that sometimes you don't know what the fuck to believe, do you know what I mean? So I just kind of switch off. I only just kind of focus on the facts. Like, somebody at the age of 18, 17 went into a dance studio and murdered 3 young children, right? So that was the facts, but there was all this other stuff, or he's a Muslim, no he's a Christian, he's for Wales, he's for fucking wherever, right? Just muddying the waters, whatever. And obviously there was a lot of social unrest, and there was a lot of people in Southport were getting rightfully angry. And I dare say that in Southport, when this happened, the residents of this town, this city, would have known a lot more information than the general public. So obviously I'm staying like fucking miles away, so I can only go with what's reported online in the news, whatever, like the rest is. But there was actually people arrested and put in prison for things they'd said on social media about this guy, saying he was a terrorist, saying he was this, saying he was that, which all turned out in court to be accurate, which sounds fucking crazy to me. To go to jail, obviously there's things you just can't say on social media, right? Like threatening to kill somebody, whatever, right? But where do you draw the line? Like, jailing somebody because some nutter has went into a nursery and murdered 3 children, tried to kill like another 9, 10 people. One of them nearly died. I think a few of them nearly died. One of them get stabbed trying to flee and get dragged back in. There was another lassie, I think she was in her 20s, she must have been like one of the dance teachers. I think she gets stabbed about 5 or 6 times trying to, she was screaming at all the kids to run. That's a hero, right? That's a hero, mate. Know what I mean? Just try to just fend off this wee skinny snivelling scumbag, know what I mean? So I do see the point with people like using racial epithets and all that on social media, or fucking trying to incite violence, but come on and stating the truth, you'll go to jail for that if you write the truth on Facebook. Like, oh, he was a terrorist, he shouted, fuck it, I heard him shouting Allahu Akbar or whatever. I don't care if you shout, this is what pissed me off a wee bit, right? This government's coming out and saying it wasn't a terrorist offence, right? And they had this for ages. This wasn't in the media for ages. He was caught with ricin, right? One of the most deadliest toxins known to the earth. This gets in you, you're bang in trouble, bro. And he was caught with a training manual. It was something like, I remember reading what the title was. It was called something like fucking how to terrorise the infant. It was something like that. It wasn't that, but it was, I'm paraphrasing. So he shouted Allahu Akbar. He's got a terrorism manual that could be used by any terrorist, not just somebody with a Muslim extremist background. Anybody could use this. In the ricin, so the 3 things put together, walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, know what I mean? But I just find that so fucking galling, like angering, that the government had the cheek to say, And imagine this was your kid, right? Your 6-year-old wee lassie goes to a fucking dance class one day, and you're getting a phone call saying, yeah, some mad nutters came in here and started stabbing people. We don't know why, we don't know who he is or what, right? And the government are telling you it's no terrorism, right? And then there's riots not, and there's people go to jail for saying on social media, oh, this guy shouted out at Barrick. He might have been caught with a terrorist training manual that was written by some Islamic extremist, and he was caught with the deadly toxin ricin in his possession. Not on him at the time, but he'd made it in his house or his garage or what. How is that no terrorism, mate? That, and see, this is the interesting thing. This wee rat bag was referred to the government's anti-terror programme, Prevent, 3 times, right? 3 times his name's come up to them. Now, if his name's came up to them 3 times, I would put my fucking any money on this. He's been on a few radars, right? See, like security service, counter-terror, maybe the local police as well. So this was a terror act. I don't care what anybody says. This was a terrorist attack, mate. Whether he shouted Allah Akbar, white power, fucking, I don't care what he shouted, mate. This was terrorism. And he's just a pure coward. He picked the weakest and probably the most vulnerable people you could ever pick to do something like this. And I'm not saying I would have respect for him if he went and killed a soldier or a cop, but sometimes you see with certain terror groups or whatever, they target military installations or like law enforcement. Not, he picked a dance class where like a 6-year-old, well, there was more than just 3 kids in there, and as I said before, there's something like 10, 11 victims, but most of them are anonymous. Their identities have been kept for the media, and maybe in time when they heal, if they heal, which healing's just not like that, is it? Don't just heal for something like that. I think you either learn to live with it or something. I'm just surmising, obviously, nothing like that's ever happened to me, do you know what I mean? But it's just a fucking absolute fuck up, man. Do you know what I mean? And I think the government's got a lot to answer for with this case, but it will always be the same with these scumbags, man. Politicians are just professional fucking liars, aren't they? Sorry, man. Do you know what I mean? But to think that this could have been prevented in so many levels that it's just fucking, it's gut-wrenching, man. You know what I mean? To think your kid could go to his, that could be like my kid. I know my kid goes to his karate, but what I'm trying to say is, imagine sent my kid out one day, karate practice, football practice, whatever, and getting a phone call like that. That would just be fucking, that would just end my world, man. And at the end of the day, it isn't racist to speak up. I don't care what colour you are. If you're committing crimes here, you have to pay the price. That's it. And I don't think that anybody who comes to this country to seek a better life, a better way of life, and they come here and they start murdering people, raping people, not, then you need to go, mate. One way or the other, you need to go. We've got enough crime we're in, know what I mean? I don't care about fucking all that shit, know what I mean? Like fucking, I grew up reading maps, atlases, studying other countries, not, I'm the most unracist person you'll ever meet, but the fact is that a lot of people are scared to speak up when they see wrongdoing by an ethnic group or an ethnic person with an ethnic background, because they're scared of being called racist or fucking took to jail on the basis of one person saying something. Know what I mean? It's fucked up, and it does make me wonder, like, what that Keir Starmer, man. What has the Mayor of London got on you, man? That's all I'm gonna say. But it's just fucking so sad for the poor wee lassies, man. And to see the only saving grace that will come out of this, that wee scumbag will be, look, he'll probably have like fucking a four screw detail with him everywhere he goes in the jail, but you'll get screws they'll fucking set him up, man, 100%. And I see when he was convicted, so he pleaded guilty, right? And I don't know if that was to stop certain evidence being held in court, or if he done it, if he pleaded guilty just to spare himself a trial. I doubt it was to spare the other victims the horror of having to testify. Was it? Fuck, man, this wee scumbag's all about his own pain, shouting in court, it's no my fault or something. That's what he actually said, like, no your fault, mate. Oofed. The horror of what he's done might hit him, but doubtful. To go to, there's just some crimes, there's no turning back for this, know what I mean? It's bad enough, like, obviously I've been in jail, not no for anything like that, but I've been in jail for violence, and when I say, when there's certain things that you've done in your life, there's no coming back for it. I don't care what you do in life, you find a cure for cancer, what you do to help people, there's certain things that it's just, you've always been known for that. That is you, mate. That's your mark. It's got to follow you the rest of your days, and rightfully so. And a lot of people were saying, oh, wait till the other prisoners get a hold of him. He'll no be with mainstream prisoners. And when I say mainstream, I mean like people in for selling drugs, people in for shooting people, stabbing people, robbing banks. They're called mainstream prisoners in Scotland. And I dare say it's probably similar in England, general population, whatever you want to call it. But he'll be kept with what we call protection cases. So like fucking child killers, rapists, all these scumbags, man. But there'll be somebody in there who'll do him. And that's the irony. You get mad scumbags in there, like, that are in for the most creepiest things you can think of, and they go, but I never killed a kid, to try to rationalise it, like, just jailing it. There is kind of a hierarchy that way with crimes. But hopefully he'll be seeing a lot of what he dished out in prison. Do you know what I mean? It's only right, innit? That's what I think. And that is a point of view I will not apologise for. It's all good saying, oh, the laws took care of him, but it's what I always say. What's legal's not always right, and what's right's not always legal, know what I mean? Might not be legal, just beating the absolute shit out of him, or worse, but it's right, know what I mean? Murdered 3 poor innocent lassies and stabbed up a full dance class, mate. He doesn't deserve to fucking breathe the Lord's air, as far as I'm concerned, man, know what I mean? Which raises a whole other issue about capital punishment, not, but let's not go there, innit? But I'm got ahead anyway, but I've been meaning to make that video for the sentencing, but I was just too busy swimming through my own thoughts about stuff, know what I mean? But thanks for tuning in anyway. I'm going to my class tonight, so I thought I'd make this before I go, and I'm looking forward to it. But yous all take care, and thanks for watching, and I will see yous next time I'm back home. Catch yous, trips.